Close your eyes for a moment. Inhale deeply. And think of the day you were born. Not just as a date, but as a doorway. Your birth date is not random. It carries the energetic signature of your karma, your lessons, your strengths, your purpose. Each number you were born with, the day, the month, the year, speaks a silent language. It whispers the things your soul has carried from lifetimes before. And if you learn how to listen, you unlock the code to your true self. The day you were born carries a vibration, an energy that reflects a specific lesson your soul came here to learn. It's not just a calendar number, it's a frequency, a symbol of your karmic blueprint. In ancient wisdom, every number holds meaning. From 1 to 31, each day brings with it a certain set of spiritual responsibilities and challenges that follow you quietly through life. These are not punishments, but sacred lessons, repeating patterns that aim to wake you up and move you closer to alignment with your highest self. For example, being born on the 1st often carries the karma of leadership and individuality. People with this birthday are here to develop confidence, courage, and the ability to stand alone when needed. But this doesn't come easily. They often experience situations that force them to step up, to take initiative when no one else will. The karmic pull behind this is to shift them from self-doubt to self-trust. They're tested not just to survive on their own, but to shine in their uniqueness without needing approval. Someone born on the 2nd may have karmic lessons around cooperation, harmony, and sensitivity. Their challenge is learning how to balance emotional intelligence with personal boundaries. Life will bring them into relationships where they may feel misunderstood, unseen, or overwhelmed by other people's needs. But the lesson is not to withdraw. It's to learn how to support without losing themselves. Their soul is mastering the delicate dance between empathy and empowerment. People born on the 8th often carry karmic energy around power, responsibility, and the material world. They may face repeated cycles of financial rise and fall or leadership and loss until they learn how to handle power wisely. These aren't failures, they are sacred trials. The soul came into this life to transform the love of power into the power of love. Until that happens, the lessons repeat. Even those born on the 11th, 22nd, or 29th, what we call master numbers, carry heavier karmic responsibilities. Their lives may feel more intense, more spiritually demanding. They're asked to serve in ways they sometimes don't fully understand. Their pain is not without purpose, it's refinement. The universe wants something deeper from them, and it sends challenges that shape their inner strength, compassion, and insight. Whatever your day of birth is, life will mirror that karmic theme back to you. Not always loudly, sometimes through people, sometimes through feelings, sometimes through the things you avoid. The same type of scenario might show up in different forms: a controlling boss, a codependent relationship, a lonely path, a deep inner conflict. But if you observe closely, the thread is always the same. You're being asked to grow into something your past self couldn't fully become. This is how karma works. It doesn't punish, it teaches. The day you were born is simply the first page of that lesson, and whether you repeat the cycle or rise above it, that's where free will enters. That's where the real work begins. The month you were born in holds a powerful emotional imprint. It acts as a subtle thread that runs through your internal world, your feelings, your emotional reactions, and even the way you process pain and joy. This is not simply about astrology or personality types. It's deeper than that. Each month carries its own energy, shaped by the rhythm of nature and the unseen cycles of the universe. When your soul chose to enter the world at that particular moment in time, it wasn't random. It was aligned with a specific emotional frequency. That emotional imprint becomes part of your karmic experience, influencing how you feel, how you connect, and how you respond to the world around you. For example, someone born in January often carries the emotional karma of discipline, solitude, and internal strength. They may grow up feeling the need to prove themselves, to work harder, to carry burdens silently. Life may challenge them with responsibilities from a young age, not to weigh them down, but to awaken resilience and inner structure. Their emotions may not flow easily, but their depth is undeniable. Their task is to learn how to express vulnerability without losing control. February births often come with karmic lessons around detachment and individuality. These individuals may feel emotionally different or misunderstood, like outsiders in familiar environments. Their emotions are often complex, with a strong intuitive pull toward truth and freedom. They are not here to blend in emotionally. They are here to awaken others by being fully themselves. The emotional karma lies in learning how to love without losing independence, to connect without feeling trapped. March-born individuals tend to carry a softer emotional energy, one of empathy, dreams, and spiritual sensitivity. But this softness can become a wound if not balanced with boundaries. These souls often absorb the emotions of others, sometimes mistaking other people's pain for their own. Their emotional karma may involve learning to protect their energy without hardening their hearts. They are often old souls feeling things more deeply than they can explain, drawn to heal but needing to heal themselves first. Those born in fiery months like July or August may carry emotional karma connected to pride, leadership, or protection. Their emotions are intense, sometimes explosive, often passionate. They may struggle with being misunderstood or feeling like their emotions are too much for others. But this emotional force, when refined, becomes a powerful tool. Their journey may involve learning to channel emotion into creativity, leadership, and heart-centered service. Each month's energy is a teacher. It sets the stage for how your emotional karma will unfold. Some people are here to learn emotional independence, others emotional balance, and still others emotional depth. These lessons show up in the relationships you attract, the patterns you repeat, and the emotions you suppress or overexpress. The month isn't responsible for your reactions, but it does hold the seed of your emotional tendencies. Awareness of that seed gives you the power to nurture it consciously, rather than allowing it to run on autopilot. Your birth month doesn't define your fate, but it does reveal the emotional terrain you must learn to navigate. It whispers to you in quiet moments, in triggers, in the way you feel when no one is watching. And when you begin to listen to what it's been saying all along, you unlock a deeper understanding of who you are and what your heart came here to learn. Your birth year is not just a number on a certificate. It is a symbol of the collective energy that your soul chose to enter into. The time period in which you were born reflects the broader karmic themes that your generation carries. These themes are not always personal, yet they deeply influence who you become, how you see the world, and what you feel called to change or heal. The world was in a certain state, socially, politically, spiritually, at the moment of your birth, and that energy was absorbed into your being like air into lungs. Your soul did not arrive by accident. It entered during a very specific vibration of history, one that matches the work your spirit came here to do. Think of it this way. If you were born in a time of war or unrest, your soul might carry karmic imprints of survival, resilience, or the need to find peace amidst chaos. If you were born during a technological boom or cultural shift, your karma may be tied to adaptation, to bridging old and new, to understanding both progress and its cost. The energies of the world at the time of your birth create an emotional and spiritual backdrop against which your personal story plays out. You inherit not just a family, but a frequency, a cultural and spiritual atmosphere. This collective karma can often feel invisible, yet it affects your beliefs, your fears, and your internal conflicts. You may feel a strong pull to fix things you didn't personally break, or to heal patterns you didn't consciously choose. For example, someone born during a period when emotions were suppressed may find it especially difficult to express vulnerability, even if they personally long for connection. Why? Because they are not just working through their own emotional memory. They are also unwinding the karmic code of a generation that learned to hide emotion to survive. These inherited emotional blocks are not always yours, but they live inside you until you become conscious of them. What you feel, what you fear, and what you're driven by are all influenced by the energy your birth year carries. Some generations are born to rebel, others to rebuild, others to remember what was lost. When you start to view your birth year as a spiritual contract, you begin to understand that your life is not separate from the times you live in. You are here to participate in healing what that time represents. It could be the wounds of disconnection, the damage of greed, or the silence around mental health. Whatever the wound, your presence is a part of the response. There is a deep karmic reason you were born in your specific year. That year brought in souls who could handle that particular set of lessons, those particular energies. You and others born around the same time carry shared themes, unspoken codes that unite you across culture and geography. You are not alone in this. You are part of a collective mission, one that your birth year helps you remember. When you become aware of the collective energy you were born into, you begin to see your life not as random, but as part of a much larger healing pattern. Your birth date holds a mirror to the karmic patterns you are destined to face and ultimately to transcend. These patterns often manifest in repetitive experiences, relationships that feel eerily familiar, emotional triggers that keep showing up, decisions that lead to the same emotional dead ends. On the surface, it might feel like bad luck or coincidence, but beneath it lies a deeper truth. You are being shown, again and again, what still lives unhealed within you. Karma is not about punishment. It's about repetition, until awareness breaks the loop. Every person carries certain energetic imprints into this life, and your birth date contains clues to what those imprints are. It's like a coded message from your soul to your waking mind. If you pay attention, you'll begin to see how specific types of challenges keep circling back. It could be abandonment, rejection, betrayal, or even self-sabotage. No matter how much you change the environment, the people, or the surface level circumstances, the emotion underneath remains the same. That emotion is the core of your karmic pattern, and your birth date gently points you toward it. Not to trap you there, but to invite you to transform it. For instance, someone might repeatedly fall into relationships where they feel unappreciated or invisible. No matter how different each partner seems, the pattern returns. If that person were to explore the meaning behind their birth date, they might find that their soul came here to learn self, worth, and emotional boundaries. The relationships aren't the problem, they are the classroom. Until the lesson is fully embodied, life will keep assigning new teachers wearing different faces. Some karmic patterns are subtle and deeply ingrained. You may carry a tendency to overgive, to fear being seen, or to chase perfection. These are not random habits. They're protective strategies formed in response to past life wounds or early soul-level experiences. Your birth date acts as a map, not to your fate, but to your growth. It offers insight into which patterns are yours to break and which strengths you're meant to cultivate. The day you were born contains energetic qualities that either amplify or challenge these tendencies. Awareness of that energy gives you choice. It's important to understand that the recurrence of a pattern is not a sign of failure. In fact, every time it returns, it comes with a chance to respond differently. That's the doorway to karma becoming dharma, when you stop reacting unconsciously and begin living with clarity. The same situation may appear, but your awareness will change how you move through it. And with each conscious step, the pattern loosens its grip. This is why examining your birth date can feel so revealing. It doesn't tell you what will happen. It tells you what your soul is magnetized toward, both the shadows and the light. The more you see your repeating patterns, the more power you have to evolve. And as you change your response, you shift not just your personal karma, but the energy of those who walk with you. The patterns stop defining you, and you begin to define your path. Your birth date is more than a numerical marker. It's a spiritual code that reveals the tools, talents, and challenges your soul chose for this lifetime. At its core, karma is not just about what you must resolve, it's also about what you are uniquely equipped to contribute. This is where Dharma, the sacred purpose, enters. Dharma is the natural path your life wants to walk. It is not forced, and it is not borrowed from someone else. It arises from within, and your birth date holds the blueprint. The numbers in your birth date align with certain energies, vibrations that influence your natural inclinations, strengths, and struggles. These are not random. They were selected by your soul to give you exactly what you need to fulfill your mission. Whether it's the drive of the number 1, the emotional depth of the number 2, the creativity of the 3, or the discipline of the 4, each number points toward a specific kind of work, expression, or growth. The combination of these energies paints a unique picture of who you are becoming and how you are meant to serve. Someone born on the 6th, for example, may feel a deep pull toward nurturing others, creating beauty, or restoring balance in chaotic environments. That's not just personality, it's Dharma calling. Their soul may have come into this life to bring harmony into relationships or help others heal through presence and care. Their birth date is like a compass guiding them to that role, even if they resist it at first or feel overwhelmed by the responsibility. A person born on the 7th might be drawn to solitude, reflection, or deep spiritual questions. Their path may not be loud or popular, but it is sacred. They're here to seek truth, to see beyond surface illusions, and to teach others what they discover. Not necessarily in a classroom, but often through quiet wisdom or silent example. If they try to live someone else's life, they will feel disconnected. But when they follow their own rhythm, life begins to align with grace. Your birth date can also show what kind of environments you thrive in, what types of people you're meant to impact, and what challenges you'll face on the way to fulfilling your mission. Often, your purpose is hidden in your pain. The things that hurt you most in early life, the wounds, the struggles, are usually the very things you're meant to help others with. This is how karma transforms into dharma through awakening and service. You were born with certain gifts not to keep them hidden, but to refine and share them. The universe doesn't give you qualities for no reason. Every insight, every strength, even your sensitivities, they are all tools in the hands of your purpose. The more you understand your birth date's energy, the more clearly you'll hear the whisper of your soul. And when you begin to walk in that direction, even uncertainly, the world responds. Doors open. Synchronicities appear, because you are no longer living by chance. You are living by choice, in harmony with the karmic contract your soul agreed to long before you arrived. Many people look at their birth date and believe it defines them, as if it's a fixed identity they must carry for life. But the truth is far more liberating. Karma is not a prison, it is a path. Your birth date may reveal the patterns you've inherited, the emotional lessons you're here to master, and the shadows you're destined to face, but none of it is unchangeable. The purpose of knowing your karmic imprint is not to remain stuck in it, but to grow beyond it. Awareness is the first act of freedom. Once you become conscious of what your birth date represents, you begin to gain the power to shift it. Karma operates through repetition, through cycles. It brings similar people, emotions, and experiences into your life until you see the deeper message. But the moment you become aware of that message, the cycle begins to lose its grip. What was once unconscious reaction becomes conscious choice. This is where transformation happens, not through force, but through presence. You don't escape karma by running from it. You evolve it by walking through it with your eyes open. Let's say someone's birth date reveals a karmic pattern of abandonment or betrayal. They may have experienced this pain multiple times, from childhood relationships to adult partnerships. At first, this pattern feels like destiny, like a curse they cannot shake. But the shift happens when they stop asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" In that moment, they move from being a victim of karma to becoming a student of it. And students, unlike victims, can graduate. The power lies in response. Two people can share the same karmic pattern, but their destiny will be shaped by how they respond to it. Some will repeat the pain unconsciously, others will reflect, learn, and rise. Your birth date gives you the outline, but you fill in the story. The energies you were born under may suggest certain tendencies or lessons, but how you move with those energies is entirely your own journey. You are not bound to become a stereotype of your date or a victim of your history. Some people fear karma, thinking it means they must pay endlessly for mistakes of the past. But karma is more intelligent than punishment. It's a teacher. It simply wants you to become aware of your deeper patterns and rise into a higher version of yourself. If you meet the same kind of challenge again, it's not failure, it's opportunity. Karma will revisit you until you respond in a way that reflects growth. That's when the lesson dissolves. That's when the past releases its hold. The miracle of life is that change is always possible. Karma doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for consciousness. And consciousness is something you cultivate one moment, one choice, one breath at a time. Your birth date opened the door to a certain journey, yes, but you, through awareness and action, decide how far you'll go and who you'll become along the way. The deeper you explore your birth date, the more you begin to understand that it is not just a number, it is a spiritual compass. It silently carries the energies, patterns, and emotional themes that shape your journey. From the day and month to the year, every part of your birth date contains a frequency designed to guide your growth. It does not determine your fate, but it invites you to become conscious of the inner landscape your soul chose to explore in this lifetime. Your challenges are not random, your gifts are not accidental, and your timing, right down to the moment of your birth, is aligned with something greater than logic can explain. When you become aware of this hidden structure, life begins to take on new meaning. You stop seeing your struggles as personal flaws and begin to recognize them as soul assignments. The repeated patterns no longer feel like punishment, but like purposeful signals nudging you toward awareness and healing. Your birth date holds the blueprint of these cycles, not to confine you within them, but to help you see them clearly. And what you see clearly, you can transform. Each number, each vibration, holds insight into your purpose, your emotional world, your relationships, and the specific kind of strength your soul is here to cultivate. You begin to realize that karma is not an enemy to avoid, but a sacred teacher to respect. Every repeated challenge, every wound that resurfaces, every emotional trigger, they are all doorways into deeper knowing. Karma does not trap you in the past. It simply reveals what remains unresolved. And it hands you the tools, through awareness, choice, and presence, to rise above it. Your birth date isn't just telling you what you came here to do. It's showing you how to do it. When you begin to live in harmony with that awareness, you experience a profound shift. Life begins to align with clarity, direction, and quiet confidence. What was once confusing becomes purposeful. What once felt like chaos becomes part of a greater unfolding. You understand that your soul chose this exact date, this exact energy for a reason. And with that realization comes empowerment. You are not here to be a victim of karma, but to be a conscious creator of your dharma. Each step you take in awareness begins to rewire the karmic code. You don't need to repeat what came before. You are capable of writing a new story, one where your birth date is not the limit of your identity, but the launch point of your evolution. In the end, your birth date is not your destiny, it is your invitation. An invitation to wake up, to become aware, and to participate in the unfolding of your own growth. You are not bound by numbers, but guided by them. You are not defined by your past, but refined through it. Karma hands you the map. Consciousness lets you walk your own path. And the more you honor the hidden wisdom in your birth date, the more fully you step into the life you were always meant to live, with clarity, depth, and purpose. Thank you for taking the time to journey through this reflection on what your birth date reveals about your karma. I hope these insights have sparked something within you, a deeper awareness, a moment of stillness, or even a renewed sense of purpose. Remember, your birth was not random, it was aligned with meaning. You are not here by chance, but by choice, your soul's choice. And every experience you encounter is guiding you back to the truth of who you are. As you move forward, may you carry this awareness gently, not as a burden, but as a key to understanding your emotions, your patterns, your gifts, and your path. Let your karma guide you, not limit you. And most importantly, trust in your ability to grow beyond any cycle that no longer serves your highest self. Thank you once again for walking this path of self-discovery. May your journey be filled with clarity, strength, and inner peace. Take your time, breathe deeply, and always move with intention. Until we meet again, stay aware, stay grounded, and stay true to your journey. Goodbye for now,